All right.
All
We're
right,
live.
everybody. Hello, hello, and welcome to the finale of season 7. Third time's the charm, starting this up, and now here we are and actually ready to go. We are currently here with our jury. Currently, we have 8 members, being Armani, Annie, Decked, Nora, Maggie, Jackie, and Matthew. Niall unfortunately cannot be with us in the current moments. We may hear from him down the line, but he has pre-sent in some questions as well as votes. So hopefully we'll hear from him, but if not, he is with us in spirit. In addition, we have the 9th member of the jury waiting to join the Zoom. So before we let them in, does anyone have any quick final guesses as to who we will see?
Murph.
I'm gonna say Murph.
Kristen.
Murph. I'm hearing a Murph from Matthew, a Kristen from me. Alrighty, well, and Murph from Armani. Alrighty, well, without further ado, please welcome juror number 9.
Who is it?
Who is it? Kristen.
Please welcome juror number 9, Kristen.
Oh, she's pissed. She's
Oh
like,
my gosh, Kristen. What?
I know.
You guys, I literally almost cried.
Kristen.
Well,
Kristen, are you serious?
Yes.
I'm
So-
having a very bad day today as well.
As Kristen, just so you know, we are live streaming.
Okay.
So yes, as an
If I
update
start
for,
crying, everyone will see.
Oh, Kristen.
as an update for everyone, Lily won part 1 of the head of household, Murph won part 2 of the head of household, and the final HOH ended up being Lily,
Yes.
chose to evict Kristen, leaving Lily and Murph as the final 2. Let's bring them all in and get tonight started.
Would y'all have voted for me if I was in final 2?
We'll get there
Honestly.
after.
I just want to
Oh, we
say,
can't ask
Jack,
that. Oops.
Jack,
Wait,
Jack, if you
Kristen,
don't
I'm so
control
sorry.
me, Jack, if you don't control your
Kristen.
friend.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's T.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome.
We're already doing it. Okay.
Welcome to finale night, Lily and Murph. First and foremost, a huge congratulations on making it to the final 2. The jury has very, very thoroughly discussed everybody's games and are here tonight with an opinion,
haven't.
but there is still a lot more to be said by the 2 of you and to be asked by them. So one at a time, we will go through the jury and they can ask you anything they like. But before we get there, you each have a chance to make a bit of an opening statement. Whoever goes first here will go second at the closing statements. So does anyone have a preference on whether to go first now? Anyone have a preference?
I want to go second first.
Lily, is that okay, or we can randomize it?
We can randomize it if you want to go second. Oh no, Lily, we cannot hear you. You will need to rejoin the Zoom.
This has happened before.
This happens occasionally. And by occasionally, we mean most of the time. But that's okay. Lily will be back in just a moment.
Jack, you have a lot of fans.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty, Lily is back. Hopefully it has worked this time.
Guys, my cousin is literally like sitting next to me watching the live stream. I'm like, girl, it's 2 minutes behind. Just listen. And she's like, no, I want to watch the Zoom.
Alrighty,
We
Lily,
love the
can you
fans.
try?
Is it working?
Yes, we can hear Lily now. So, I guess let's just randomize it. So, I have this coin. If it flips on the smooth side, Murph will go first. If it flips on the rough side, Lily, you'll go first.
I'll just go first. I'll go first. I'll do
Okay,
it.
cool. Lily, are you okay with that? Alrighty, Murph, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Murph. You're all super cool. So the reason why I think I deserve your vote is for most of the beginning of the game, I utilized my teammates very well. I played mostly in the middle, and you might think I was hiding behind people, but in reality, I was telling my teammates who to text, when to text them, and what to text. I used Nora to get in line with Niall, Kristen, and Jackie. And I used that later on when Nora and Deck got out to help me move further in the game. And I used Deck to had a big thing with the minority versus majority to get out Armani's teammates, such as Giordana and Armani himself. So I think I utilized my teammates really well. I didn't have to win comps in the beginning because I put myself in a position where even if I didn't win a comp, I would have still stayed the week. And when I did need to win comps later on in the game, I did. And I proved that too. So I think that's why. I'll explain later more in depth, but yeah.
Thank you, Murph. Lily, take it away.
Does my microphone work now? Okay,
Yes,
sweet.
ma'am.
All right, so I kind of wrote a little thing on my phone, so I'm gonna read what I had planned. Hopefully it'll be not that long. We'll see. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying, hey everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for such a great season. Despite all of the stress and the anxiety that this has given me, it's all worth it now that I have made it this far. And I've loved getting to know all of you throughout it as well. So in my speech, I kind of wanted to go through some main points in my game, starting at the beginning. All right, first of all, I strategically was able to put my members of my team inside the bunker in certain weeks to maximize like our tickets. We ended up winning like every bunker that we competed in the first 3 weeks. And we were the only team to all win like the bunker at the several times that we played. I also wanted to say that my social game was good enough to not get me backdoored in the first double eviction by downplaying my part kind of in like the anti-PA alliance. I actually did not really have a part in creating that, but I did make the name of it. I don't know who knows that, but I just wanted to say that I could have definitely gotten backdoored there, and the number one target was actually Matt, so I was able to get the target off of me. Another big move was getting Armani out and sparing Niall on that HOH. Armani was undoubtedly targeting me, while sparing Niall could potentially keep me safe if he were to like win an HOH or a veto, and I thought he was more likely to do that. Okay, so I also used veto strategically on my allies and myself whenever I was in trouble. I was never even a final nom until the final 4, and I ended up ending the season with 0 votes against me because of that. I got out Nora, who was a huge threat and would have won the game if she got to the end. I believe this is very strategic because I knew I could get Murph on my side if she was out of the game, and I got Murph's trust back after this as well. I was able to get out Niall in the second double eviction. He was a super strong player, and I didn't know if I could trust him like going forward. I knew that he threw the OTEF competition when it was only me and Deck left in it. So I figured he wouldn't have any plans on saving me in the future. So I put him up, and then he ended up getting voted out. I also won Final 5 veto and kept noms the same, saving my ally Matthew from potentially leaving and doing damage control with Kristen, but getting Jackie out ultimately. And then I won the final HOH, of course, and voted out Kristen, who I believe was my biggest threat coming into the final 2. So overall, I believe that I've played an honest and strong game. I was loyal to those who proved their loyalty to me, and I was able to make it to the final 2 despite being targeted since week 3. I made sure there were bigger targets in the game than me, and when there weren't, I consistently saved myself with a veto, and I was able to make it here. So at the end of the day, I was always looking out for my own game and knew when to think and play for myself. I always played for myself and wanted to get to the end since the beginning. And over the season, I've had 11 competition wins, yet 0 votes against. So I think that's pretty impressive. So, so yeah, that ends my speech, and I'm open to all the questions that you may have. Super long.
Well, thank you both. That's all you guys will get to say for right now. Now the questioning and the talking turns to the jury. They have been waiting to talk to you for a very long time. I do have to say that this jury has been very talkative, especially over the past few days. And now each of them will get to either question one or both of you individually, or just say something to either of you. It's up to them. Jurors, you will get the floor one at a time, no interruptions. Anything you need to know to make a well-informed decision on who should win this game. Armani, as the first juror, you are up first.
All right, so first off, I do want to say congrats to Lily and Murph. Number one, Murph, you literally exceeded my expectations. Like every single time I counted you out, you're still here and you're final two. So congrats on that. And then Lily, girl, I know that I was like gunning for you a bit because I knew how like fierce you were, like you were great. And I literally want to congratulate you because like you were amazing this whole game. So I have 3 questions, one for Lily, one for Murph, and then the other one like combined. So we'll start with Lily. So Lily, like me and the other jurors were talking yesterday and we felt that like socially you felt really like inconsistent and like paranoid. So was that part of like a bigger like strategical plan overall? It's like maybe keep distance or throw us off or something, or like were you just like feeling that way like truly? Like how was that?
Okay, so what I think you're referring to is when basically Matt and Addie got voted out right in a row, and I did feel alone in the game. I have a very like paranoid, nervous, anxious personality, regardless, and this game just amplifies that. But it was part of my strategy to be like to people, like, hey, I'm on the bottom. Like, can you reach out to me? Can you try to like help me out in any way? And kind of like playing the playing the victim like a little bit. Like I would tell people like, oh, you're on the bottom of the top side of the house, so why don't we join together and then we can make a bigger alliance and then we can go after the people that are on the top and more likely to win, because I was on the bottom for a long period. And I pretty much was consistently on the bottom for like the whole game, and somehow I made it here because I think of strategy, social, and physical combined. So it was part of my strategy to act paranoid to people and be like that, but that is kind of how naturally I am, but I did play up to that as well.
All right, thank you, Lily. Next question's for Murph. So like, do you feel, because I know you said like you kind of like, at least we all thought maybe that you're a little bit hiding in the background. So do you feel as if you played the best game you possibly could? Like you probably wouldn't like, you know, fix anything or maybe try to play a little harder. Like you did the best you can and gave it your all, like 100%.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I just need. Sorry, someone's at the door. Yes, I think I played the best that I could in the very beginning. I played the middle, which I wanted to. Decked and Nora really at each other's throat in the beginning. I was kind of like if anyone's seen Avengers, kind of like Nick Fury, kind of getting people that would never work together to try and cooperate towards a common goal. Decked wanted Nora out, Nora wanted Decked out, but I know I had to use both to get out the big threats that were at the top and, you know, pick off the smaller people that Lily might have worked with later on, such as, I don't want to say like Annie, but Annie, because I'm sorry, Annie, like I never wanted you out, but it was kind of part of my plan. So I didn't win comps at the beginning. I didn't have to. For me and Lily, I felt like at some points, if Lily hadn't won comps, she would have been out that week. But I was confident that if I didn't win a comp, I would have still been safe because I set up strategically, talked to people that would have kept me safe. I think the strongest part of my game was the people I've made alliances with. At the very start, you know, I talked to Lily and we made a final 2, which, you know, worked out in the end. I made sure that my teammates were all one collective group, Dr. Nora, and definitely Maggie was one of my strongest allies who probably should have won if I was not here today. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
No, this question, Lily, you have heard before, especially from me. I think it's a little triggering for you maybe. Why, and this for both of you, why should you not win? Like, what do you think is stopping you from winning this game? Like, if there's one thing or like whatever, I want you to like tell me why you should not win. And I'm only doing this solely because if you can admit your faults or like where you think you fell short, where you could have improved, it shows like growth and that you're willing to look at both sides and show like your full self rather than just the good and like forget the bad. I want to see like both to know who would be like the best winner for this season. So you guys can figure out who wants to go first. But yeah.
Lily, it's all you this time because Murph went first last time. Murph went first in the questioning or in the opening statements. All you. We'll alternate.
Okay. Okay, so admitting my faults. I do believe that what Murph said was true. If I did not win those vetoes, I probably would have been out of the game. But that being said, vetoes are part of the game. That's why they're there. I could have been backdoored, but I was never a final nom because everyone put me up as an initial nominee. So I do think that I did have to rely on comps, which can be seen as like a weakness, but it's also a strong point. And because of having to rely on those comps, I kind of like was on the bottom each week. And in my eyes, there was not much I could do. I really did try to get out of the bottom. And I still was able to make it here. Like I could have been better, like socially as well, so that I didn't end up in that spot in the first place. But I also think it was a little bit inevitable. So I would say that I could have been more social. Like if I was in like the majority alliance, that would make things a lot easier for me. And I did have to rely on those comps. But like I said, they are part of the game in Big Brother.
I would say my biggest fault is something that Lily's really great at, which is making, big moves to get people out. Instead of working directly and, getting HOH and then backdooring someone, I worked more indirectly and talked to people and told them what to do. So that definitely affects how you guys view me. You might not see me as much of a leader player like Lily was, but I'd say that's definitely my biggest fault. Not, being out there as much. And yeah.
Well, thank you both. Congratulations again. You guys like totally earned it. And I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm gonna have to go soon, unfortunately, but I literally will just say congrats to both of you because I don't know who's gonna win. Love you guys.
Armani,
And
if you
good
have to
luck.
go, cast your vote in your diary room now. And
I
you
will.
can okay, cool.
Good luck, guys.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Armani. Thank you, Lily and Murph, for those answers. We are now moving on to juror number 2. Annie, you have the floor. You don't have to ask 3 questions like Armani did. You can ask 3 questions if you'd like. Just whatever you please. Annie, you're up.
All right. So first, I just want to say congratulations. Like, look at you guys go. That's amazing. I genuinely don't know if I can think of any questions. I feel like we've been talking a lot in jury, and then your opening statements. Like, I feel like I kind of have a sense of like your games, but like, good luck to both of you. Congrats. I think you both deserve to win. So this will be fun.
Thank you, Annie. Moving.
Thank you, Annie. Yeah,
I was waiting for Stephen there.
sorry, I did. Thank you, Annie. Decked. I'm assuming you have some things to say, and you're up now. So
yeah. Okay. So I can just ask 2 questions. That's how it is. Okay.
you can ask.
So
I won't as many questions as you want because I think you'll ask a lot. But yeah, let's.
3 is the max.
3
okay.
is the max.
My thing is, my first point is, both of you are the 2 people who kept me in the end. So that's the best final 2 we could have had this season. So I'm happy that both of you made it to the end. Both of you are probably gonna still be my friends at the end of the game, but I want to vote for the best winner, and that's just me being the truthful. So I'm gonna ask both of you a question. Okay. So my question to both of you is, which player, if you could have saved anyone and made it so they could go to the end with you, like anyone who's in the jury, if you could have picked your dream final 2, pick it and say why.
This time we will be going with Murph.
Yeah. Okay. My dream final 2. God, I think I probably have 2 choices. Can I say 2? Is that okay with you, Doc?
Yeah.
Okay. To have sitting next to me, I would say I would rather have no one other than Maggie, just because I think they deserve to win more than anyone in the jury, and probably more than me and Lily ourselves. And if I wanted to win the most, I would probably say Annie, just because I haven't talked to you a lot and I don't know a lot about your game. You seem amazing, and I love talking to you in the very small amount of time that we talked. But yeah.
Thank you, Murph. On to Lily.
Okay, so although I did make a final 2 with Murph on day 1, I would have to say that my dream final 2 would be with Matthew. And my reasoning here is because me and Matthew were super close. We were consistently on the bottom together, and if I am completely honest, I think I would stand a pretty good chance of winning against Matthew. Sorry, Matthew, but I feel like even a better chance than Murph. And like I said, I am playing for myself and I want to make it to the end with someone that I can beat and also someone that I was aligned with. And I think Matthew is the best of both worlds in that case. And he was someone that I did like talk to a lot in this game and I really enjoyed talking to. And I would have to be loyal to him and take him to the end if it was my dream final two.
Perfect. Thank you, Lily. Jack, is that you good?
Yeah, I am good. I think that was an interesting one.
Wonderful. All righty. Well, thank you so much, Decked. Moving on to juror number 4, Nora, you have the floor.
Okay, first of all, obviously, so glad that you guys are both here. You both really deserve it, even though your gameplays were like completely different. You definitely both like should win. If there's 2 winners, it should be you guys. My question is towards Lily. So like coming in, was your plan for like allies and stuff, because I know you said like you're playing for yourself obviously, but was your plan always to like make new allies each week and kind of like make them the target instead of you, or was that just because you became a target with all of purple so early on in the game that was kind of like your only option at that point, and then that just kind of kept going, like you had to pick new people each week to like make a bigger target than yourself? Or did you originally want to like keep your team to the end? Like what was your plan?
Are you referring to a specific person or are you referring to what I said in my speech?
Like just in general in your speech.
Okay, so I don't think I was the one who created the targets in the game. I think I just I think I did kind of influence that, but I did not do that every week. I think that I had people save me and that created them a target, such as when Deck saved me with the veto and Armani was originally going to backdoor me. That kind of put a target on his back because everyone wanted me out at that point. So that made Deck a bigger target than me. And I do, if it was up to me based on Matt and Addie's gameplay, it probably would have been nice to sit next to them in the final 2 because Addie, no offense, Addie, but I do think I am a loyal player in that respect. And like I said, I do want to win. So I think Addie would have been a good option to have here. And I was working closely with Matt as well. So I would be happy to sit next to him here as well. But I think those 2 can go hand in hand. I don't think they're like 2 opposites or I can only choose one or the other. I think I could have done both. But I think I did try to make myself not the #1 target to the best of my ability when I could. So I think I did utilize both of those while being loyal to the people who I was loyal to originally, but also trying to take the target off of my back as well.
Okay, that answers my question. Thanks.
All right, Nora, you good? All right, thank you, Nora. And Niall, welcome, just in time for you to get to ask whatever you want to ask. You are up and the floor is yours.
Oh my gosh. First of all, congrats, guys. My question is for Joe Murphy. Don't smile like that. How do you think your strategy of, I guess, starting to be more active halfway through the game did for you, if that makes sense?
I think it worked exactly as I wanted it to, just in the matter of nobody really saw me as a threat going into this. No one thought I made it far. I think pretty much everyone has made that clear, and I respect that. I mean, I understand it. If I was in your position, I would feel the same. Because I didn't have to win those comps, and that's really the reason why. I didn't try, flipping votes to keep Amanda or anything early on that would have made me a target that other people might have done. And I think when I had to win, I did. When Nora and Deck went home, I had to turn on the burners and go full steam ahead and win HOH when I wanted to. Because, for an example, in the last veto, was it the last veto? No, it might have been the one before that. The one where Matthew went home. If I did not win that, I am positive I would have gone home. I talked to both Kristen and Lily, and they would have taken Matthew over me. And if I didn't win that, I would have gone home, and I would not be sitting here before you. When I needed to win, I did, and I made sure that there would be no scenario in the beginning of the game where I had to win. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Niall. Thank you, Murph. Moving on to juror number 6, Meggie. The floor is yours.
Well, first of all, congratulations, guys. And I have a couple questions, and they're both for each of you. So my first question is, what is your biggest regret of the game?
I believe this time we go to Lily first. So you can take a second to collect your thoughts, but Lily, when you're ready, you are up first here.
Okay, so this is kind of a hard question to answer because I honestly don't really regret anything. It did lead me to here, and I feel very like proud of my game that I did play. I guess my biggest regret would be honestly, probably not winning the Final Four veto. I don't know if that can be a regret because I did try in that. And also, I wish I would have won the Final Four HOH because my ideal Final Three would have been me, Murph, and Matthew. So I don't know if my regret can be not winning a competition because I did try in both of those. So sorry, Kristen, but you were definitely the front runner and I knew I could not beat you if I got to the end. However, I do also regret not like asserting myself into like becoming friends with everyone and like trying to get myself into like a majority. If that was even possible, it would have been a lot easier of a ride if I was able to get in with the majority. And I did try, but I was not able to accomplish that. So that is kind of my biggest regret. I did not like being on the bottom for a lot of the game. And I kind of regret not, if it was possible, asserting myself and trying to get into the majority since the beginning of the game.
And my biggest regrets are, I have two. One would definitely be not talking to some of you enough. Definitely Annie, Matthew, and Armani. I only talked for you for like a couple days and then I kind of dropped off, and that's definitely my mistake. And I really wish I would have utilized our time better. And second would definitely be making a name for myself earlier on. Obviously, I had my plan to, not become a target early on so I wouldn't get targeted, but that also works, against me in the fact that I would have been seen as working behind the scenes and not directly making big moves. So maybe if I made, bigger moves early on, it might have been an earlier and easier decision for you guys now. But I think those are my two biggest regrets.
All right, thank you guys. Okay, so my second question is, what do you think is the biggest factor that got you to where you are now?
And Murph, that is you.
I can go first this time. Yeah. I would say definitely the people I align myself with. As I said before in my opening speech, using Nora to team up with Niall, Jackie, and Kristen early on and get into the Teletubbies group. That's what we called ourselves. It was a very cool name. That was definitely really great. And using Wildcard Decked to, cry and be like, oh my gosh, Armani's hurting my feelings. I think that really worked out in my favor to make sure my team stayed when Nora was, gonna put up Decked and get him out because that's what Jackie and Kristen and Niall wanted. I convinced her not to because I knew that wouldn't work out in my favor, even though it might have been for her best interest. So definitely making sure that my teammates stayed in the game to help me get farther in the game. So, yeah.
I think the biggest factor that got me here was in the end strategy. I strategically did a lot of things. Like I won vetoes, and you may think that my biggest factor getting here was a physical game, but there were a lot of times where I wasn't able to win the veto and I still survived. I also strategically use the vetoes, like I used it on Matthew to gain his trust. I used it on Niall to hopefully gain his trust. And I did kind of like say strategic things to people to help like get the target off of me. And I was very strategic. Like I would plan things out for the following week, in the week before. And I was planning on I was hoping to get to final 2 with either Matthew or Murph, and I was able to accomplish that since very far in the game, very early in the game.
All right, thank you. And my last question is, what would you consider to be your biggest move in the game?
This one jumps back to Lily first.
I think out of the moves that I made, I think the biggest one was probably getting Nora out. And I say this because Nora was a huge threat, a huge social threat. And I think that if she got to the end, she would have ultimately won. And also getting her out benefited me in the way that I would be able to utilize Murph for myself. Because if Nora stayed in the game, Murph would have never worked with me. He wouldn't have wanted to be in the final 2 with me. But since Nora left, he kind of had to cling on to me instead. And that was a strategic move. Like I thought about that beforehand. And I knew that I had to do that some point down the line. And I'm glad that I was able to accomplish that on my HOH, because it ultimately got me to here, because Murph could have evicted me in final 5 and he didn't. And it could have been very easily me instead of Matthew. And I think he should have evicted me. If I was him, I probably would have evicted me.
I would say my biggest move is, I don't, really have one specific big move. I didn't backdoor anyone, but probably just making sure Lily stayed for all these weeks, just because if I had Lily next to me, I knew I wasn't going to be the first one targeted. Honestly, other than that, I think I had a pretty big vote influence, even though I wasn't HOH early on. I told my teammates how to vote, and they listened to me, even though Deck lied a couple times, and I found out. But yeah, just making sure my teammates followed what I wanted, and yeah.
All right, thank you guys. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Maggie. And juror number 7, Jackie, you are up.
I want to say congrats to you both. I have a question for both of you. Why should I vote for you over the other person?
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, 2 words: authenticity and integrity. When I had teammates, I was loyal to them. You've probably heard many times that I would have put Nora, Decked, and Maggie's game before my own. And that is completely true, just because, they're the best. I love them so much. But that's true. And if I have a teammate, I'm not going to throw them under the bus. An example of this is when Maggie was HOH and Lily was scared of going on the block, she threw my name out. And, that's respectable. You got to do what you have to do to stay alive in this game. But I didn't do that. And I think that works out in my favor, because I can honestly say that I'm a loyal person.
Okay, and my reasoning is kind of going to be the exact opposite of Murph's. I believe that I should win over Murph because I always put myself first, and I've wanted to win this game since day 1, and you can tell that in the way that I played. I've played hard since the beginning, and I'm proud of that. I was kind of forced to, but I'm still very confident in that gameplay that I had to do. I fought for myself when I needed to, and I was always loyal to the people who proved their loyalty to me. Murph says that I wasn't loyal to him, but he technically never proved his loyalty to me, because he would not tell me who he was voting for. He would vote the opposite way of me. So I didn't think I owed him anything for that. And I was loyal to the other people, but I was more loyal to myself, and that's what got me here. Because I wasn't playing for other people. I was always playing for myself. And yeah, and I think that I was kind of at a disadvantage coming into this compared to Murph. And I was able to overcome that and come here with him as well.
Perfect. Jackie, do you have anything else, or we
Nope.
good?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie, for your questions. Next up, we have juror number 8, evicted yesterday in 4th place. Matthew, you have the floor.
I kind of have like one question. Well, first I want to say congrats because you guys are both from like Final Four or from season 4, and you guys are both Final 2. So I think that's pretty awesome, I will say. But I have one question that I am asking to both of you, and then one question that I'm asking individually to you guys. But I'll ask them. So I'll start with Murph. I'll say both questions, and I'll say both questions. You can answer them at the same time. So my first one to Murph is, so unlike Lily, it seems that you started playing for yourself only after Nora was evicted, whereas Lily started playing for herself from the very beginning. Why should I and the jury respect that? And then my second question is, why do you think Lily should win?
Okay. Your first point about, me really working after Nora was gone was because, I didn't have to win comps, and after Nora was gone, I had to. I couldn't rely on either of my teammates because, Deck was already gone and Nora was too. So I had to start making, new alliances, working with Maggie more, putting all my trust in Lily, which is very hard to do sometimes. But after Nora was gone, my plan was actually the first time I got you out, Matthew. I'm really sorry that I got you out 2 times. I feel really bad about that. But the first time I got you out, I voted you out because I thought Nora had a better chance against you. And even though you beat her,
By like 1 second, by the way.
I know it was really close, but congrats to you on that. So I don't know. I had to play a lot harder after Nora was gone because I couldn't rely on just my strategy alone. I had to start winning comps because I knew no one else would be there to save me except for myself. And I did that. I have the second most comp wins this season. And yeah, other than Lily, of course, who's numero uno. So yeah.
And then my second part of the question, which is the part that I'm also going to ask Lily, why do you think the person sitting next to you or Lily should win?
I think Lily outlined this a lot in her answers, but she's been playing since day one. I was reading through a lot of old texts today, and in our season 4, James and Maeve had this kind of cabal where they were kind of controlling everything and telling people how to vote, blah blah blah. And earlier on, Lily was like, "Yeah, this season there's a cabal too, and you're a part of it this time." And something that really outlines is how, self-dependent Lily is. And she's probably the most self-dependent person that's ever played Big Brother. She might be a little paranoid, but she didn't rely on anyone on herself other than herself to get here. And I really respect that. So she definitely deserves to be sitting next to me right now.
Okay, and then Lily, my first one to you is, what do you think the biggest factor that got you to what do you think is the biggest factor that got you to Final 2?
If I'm not mistaken, this is also what Maggie asked.
Oh, is it? Well, I'm embarrassed. And I'll just ask you the same question that I asked Murph. Why do you think Murph should win?
That wasn't any shade. I was just asking. I'm like, I don't want to repeat the same thing, but I don't know if it's different.
It's all framed differently. All the wording is different, then I get confused. Sorry. But no, same question I asked Murph, but to you now.
Okay, so I think that Murph should win because I think he has better connections on jury than I do. Like he said, I do think that he had better connections starting off in the game. Like he said, there was a cabal in season 4, and this season I think there was a majority alliance that did control a lot of the game and a lot of the early votes, like Drew, Amanda, Matt, Addie, all of that. And I think he should win because he was part of that and I was not. I also think that he had an easier ride here than I did because he didn't have to win comps, and I was always having to fight for myself for that. And I think that it's cool that he didn't have to rely on that and I did. So.
All right. Matthew, are you all good?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. We move on to our most recently evicted house guest, Kristen. First, I just want to give a shout out. Kristen, third place again. You're up for the floor. I don't know if you had time to think about your question since you were just evicted, but
I have had time.
we're all set and the floor is yours.
Okay, first, I want to say I'm not mad. Well, I'm mad, but I want to say that I don't hold a grudge against either of you. I'm honestly very flattered. Also, Murph, if your intention was to throw the last HOH to Lily to not get any blood on your hands, I know you both wanted me out anyway, so I'm not going to vote based off of that. And I wanted you both to know that. But anyway, on to the questions. I do have 3, even though I told Scott and Steven I only had 1. I had time to think of more, and they're actually interesting. So you know what? So Joe, my first one is for you. Wait, I have it typed out. So Lily and I were talking today, and we were saying that for a lot of the game, we think that you hid a lot behind Nora until she got out, and that's when you had to amp up your game. And that basically you kind of just didn't even like you are saying that you did play the first half of the game, but for us, we were saying you basically did what Nora exactly wanted you to do, but Nora didn't always go with what you wanted to do. So if you want to speak on that, and then also to the point that you made, like you put others before yourself, do you really think that's like I know you're in the final 2, but do you think that's the smartest thing to say and to not put yourself and your own game first?
Can you repeat the first? Some of my family just walked in, so I'm kind of distracted right now.
Yeah. So basically we were saying that me and Lily had a conversation today and basically just said you kind of hid behind Nora for the majority of the game until she got out, and that you did what she wanted, but she didn't do what you wanted.
Yep. So the difference is between the things. It might have been perceived that way, but Nora, every text she sent to you guys, I told her what to say. That I'm not, being cocky or anything. I was literally on a call with her trying to get in the alliance with you guys, and it did work out in my favor. I wasn't seen as a threat, and that did work out. I got in the Teletubbies because I told Nora to get close with you guys and then bring me into that. And I could rely on her to do that because I gained her trust. So I played in the first part because I gained trust and then told them what to do. So I hope that answers your first question. And then can you repeat the second?
Sorry, the second part of the question, I'm sorry, it was really weirdy. I obviously haven't planned these out that far in advance. But it was basically just, you said in this whatever thing that's going on right now that
I put
others before yourself.
Yes.
Do you really think that's this sounds so bitchy, but do you really think that's smart?
I think it did because they know what I'm saying is true, and they know that I have their trust completely and they have mine, and I think that works out in my favor. I don't only have to rely on myself because I've told people that I would sacrifice my game in a second for them, and they know that's true. And I don't know if Lily can say the same thing because she was so self-reliant, but I knew that others would have my back if I had theirs. And, it might have meant more to Maggie or Nora than I did. And I realized that. So if they needed to win to, make them happier, then I would have been glad to do that because, there's more important things than the game at some points, even though this is really important to do. So, yeah.
Awesome, thanks. And then I have a question for Lily and then a question for both of you. The last question is just going to be fun, but it's not fun in a bad way. But for Lily, I wanted to ask, who was your biggest enemy in general, and what part did you play in their eviction? And I do want to hear something that you played a part in their eviction that you didn't win a comp for? Because a lot of your talk has been about comps, and I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about your strategy and how you got out your biggest enemies.
Okay, can you quickly remind me of what the first part was?
Like, who was your biggest enemy, and like
Oh.
what role did you play in getting them out? And I just wanted to hear a little bit about like strategy wise, not comp wise. So like if there's any big enemies that you got out without winning a comp, like I would like to hear about that.
Okay, so if I'm honest, the person that I was the most scared of throughout the whole game and that I viewed as kind of like my biggest adversary was Niall, actually. And I think I did plan to get him out at some point, but I did make a lot of attempts to try to get him on my side instead, such as not putting him up when I could have when I put up Armani. That was hopefully going to bring us closer. And then I did end up using veto on him. And I was never sure if that actually would pay out in the end because he did end up leaving before he was able to like prove that to me. But I do believe that Niall was kind of like my biggest, I wouldn't say enemy though, but I was like the most worried about him coming into the game and throughout the game because of his social connections. So I would rather befriend him than be against him. And that's what I attempted to do. And I was able to get him out in that double eviction. And then repeat the second part as well, because I forgot it throughout this.
Okay. Well, you don't have to answer this, but I was asking, like, for one of your biggest enemies, what did you do to get them out that didn't require you having to win a comp? Because you were the HOH in putting up Niall and evicting him. So, like, biggest enemy that you got out without having to win a comp.
Okay, so I would probably say biggest enemy without winning a comp would either be Jordana or Meggie. Jordana was aligned closely with Armani, and I knew that Armani was coming for me, and so was the rest of her alliance. And I did not win a comp regarding her eviction because Decked was the HOH, and I honestly forget who got vetoed, but I had no part in any comps that week. And she did end up leaving. And I would also say Meggie, because Meggie was kind of like a comp, like in my eyes, they were like a comp beast throughout the season. Obviously, I know that I ended up taking that role a little bit, but I did not win any comps in the week that Meggie left. And I still wanted them out because I knew that they probably, going into the final end of the game, I know that there's going to be questions about the season, and Meggie proved how good they were in those kinds of comps like earlier in the season. So I knew that they could not be sitting in the end with me because they would probably do way better in those comps than I would, and I was able to get them out without winning a comp in that week.
Okay. And then, okay, my last question was going to be a little silly. Is that okay, Scott and Steven?
Go for it.
Okay. So Lily and I were talking about this today, how I was being kind of mean while we were playing veto. So I want to know what your guys' meanest things that you have said in this season was, because I don't know if Scott and Steven are going to put it in, and I want to know. I don't hold back.
Everyone's
This is
mean
being
things,
live streamed to YouTube, by the way. Just
What?
I said this is being live streamed to YouTube, by the way, and this is
I
being
know.
internet. So yes, but also make sure it is not like
No one did anything
no
that's
one.
gonna.
No,
Yeah, you're fine,
No one's-
everyone.
No, I'm not trying to insinuate that someone said something really, really bad for the internet, but just
I just want to know. I think it'd be funny, and I thought this conversation could use some humor
Some
to it because it
spice.
was getting a little bland.
Ooh. I tried staying pretty nice to everyone the whole game. I'd say probably the meanest I got was after Lily got out Nora. I was pretty pissed, as you all probably talked about. My two biggest allies turning on each other was not great for me because it kind of fucked up my whole plan, which, you know, I ended up fixing in the long run. But I called Lily a snake among numerous things, which, you know, in my eyes are kind of justified. But, you know, I was pretty mean there. And I'm okay with being mean sometimes because sometimes you got to be mean. So
Okay. My response to that was that I never even targeted Murph like individually, but the fact that he got so mad about that. Okay. Anyways, my diary rooms are all gonna be seen anyways, but some main things that I said in there. When Addie was still in the game and Matt wasn't, I was kind of like, why did Matt have to leave and Addie didn't? Because Addie like literally does not help me out at all. Because I mean, she won a bunker, but she ended up not really like doing anything. And also, I kind of went off on Murph when he nominated me because I said that he's playing Nora's game and he's not playing for himself, because if he was my ally, like he's saying that he was, why would he put me on the block? And I don't know how far I went off on that, but we'll see it at the end of the season anyways, so.
Alrighty, thank you, Kristen. With that, we have concluded the jury questioning, and in a moment, the jury will get to cast their votes. But before they do, Murph and Lily, you each have one final chance to say anything else that you'd like to get out there on why this jury of 9 should vote for you to be the winner of season 7, Big Brother World War III, Age of the Apocalypse. Lily, you are up first since Murph started since Murph started us off tonight. So Lily, you have the floor. After she's done, Murph, you can take it away.
Okay, so I don't want to repeat what I said in the beginning, so I'm going to offer some other things. I believe I deserve to win because I have been fighting my butt off since the beginning of the game, and I think there's no denying that. I played for myself the whole game, never for anyone else. I was loyal to my allies, but in the end, I was only like true to what would get me furthest in the game, and that did include being loyal to people, but in the end, I was always looking out for myself. I think that I did have a harder time getting here, and I think it honestly is amazing that I've gotten here with 0 votes against, 11 comp wins, while all being targeted since week 3. Like, I think anyone can admit that's kind of impressive. I think I did make a lot of big moves throughout the game, using my physical game, my strategic game, and my social game. Because after I got Murph out, you guys heard that he kind of went off on me, but in the end, I was still able to like rekindle our relationship, and we ended up here. And I did make that final 2 with him on the first day. And yeah, I think I've been fighting since the beginning. I think I would be a deserving winner, and I'm just so like proud of myself that I was able to make it this far, because I did feel like I was on the bottom for a lot of the game, and I still feel so bad about voting out Kristen in the final HOH, but I knew that I would have even less of a chance against her if I was ending up in the final 2 with her. Although it would have been iconic to have a 2 female final 2, but I wish the best of luck to Murph. And yeah, thank you guys.
Let me just start this off by saying, like, I hope there's no hard feelings between us, Lily, because like I love you to death. You know, besties for life. Final 2 seasons. But, you know, as Lily said a lot throughout her speech, she has been fighting since day 1. But, you know, I haven't been, because she put herself in those positions where she had to be fighting, and I didn't. I made sure that, you know, I didn't have to win every veto. And I've said this before, but I'm just reiterating. She had a harder time getting here because she didn't make, you know, true alliances like I did, where you could rely on people to keep you. I relied on Deck and Nora sometimes because, you know, I've proven myself to them. And if I needed to stay weak when I was against Jack, I knew that, you know, they would talk to people and make sure I would stay. Even in the end, using my veto against Matthew, definitely, you know, the smartest play I had, because no matter who won in the final HOH, I would have gotten taken, whether it be Lily or Kristen. I knew 100% I would have gotten taken over the other one. Lily was talking to me the whole time, talking about how big of a threat Kristen was. Kristen was saying the same thing to me. And I knew I would have gotten taken. I put myself in that position. I didn't get taken here. I made opportunities for me, and I took hold of them. So I hope you can respect the blend of getting the second most comp wins this season, but also playing strategically to make sure that even if I didn't get those wins, I still would have stayed. So I hope you guys respect that and cast a vote to make me win. But also, Miss Lily P, you're a very deserving winner if you win as well. So thank you guys for, yeah.
Well, with that, the game is a mere minute away from ending after these long 39 days. Jury, the ball is now in your court. Please all head to your diary rooms and cast your vote for who you would like to win. To be very clear, the name that you text in your diary room is voting for them to win, not voting them out. You are voting to win. Votes are good here. So everyone, head to your diary room and cast your vote for who you would like to win. Stephen and I will be back with the total shortly.
Everyone else who's in jury, who's already voted, what was the meanest thing you said all season?
Oh my
I'm gonna have to wait to my DRs. Good luck.
Yeah, Matthew, you're definitely #1 for that. Jeez.
I'm
No,
Oh,
gonna
you think
you
that
guys
was
have to
bad?
wait
Oh,
for
Murph. Murph, you think that was bad?
Yeah.
wait for the
So
list
much
of
worse.
quotes that Scott wrote down yesterday. Actually, it was only 2, and it wasn't even the meanest things I've said. But
I'm gonna say the meanest I got during the season. After Deck put me up, I kind of went on a little bit of a rampage at him. Sorry, Deck. I love you, but that was disappointing for me. I will say that.
Oh my gosh, after Meggie, is my microphone working?
Mm-hmm.
After Meggie put me up, I made like 3 TikToks because I was like
Oh my god! Wait,
I want to
me
send them after
now,
this is over, but I
please.
also I made another one today as well. So maybe I'll send them when this
Please
is over.
send those, Lily. I want to see them so badly.
I have a question for you guys. Have you guys seen Big Brother Canada?
I don't watch Big Brother. That's probably a disappointment to y'all, but
When Scott and Steven were like, vote for the person you want to win. In season 1 of Big Brother Canada, this girl named Topaz voted for someone who she didn't want to win, thought she was evicting someone. And then at the very end, they're like, wait, she was like, wait a minute, wait, what? And I just think of that all the time. I make that joke all the
Wait,
time.
so did it count?
No, she voted for the other person to
All
win and they
right.
won.
All of the votes are in. We will not be revealing right now. We have to make one final presentation for everyone to see. That's where the winner reveal will be. It'll take just a few minutes, and then we'll be back to reveal the winner that we have. So good luck.
good luck. Also, wait, I just want to talk about how iconic it was when me, Lily, and Joe started a group chat yesterday. And Amanda left immediately, and then we added Josh, and then he left immediately without even saying anything. And then we added Drew because this is a Drew fan club.
And then Drew stayed and we were vibing with Drew.
And Drew stayed
Yeah.
because
You're
we
in the
love
live
Drew.
stream. We love you.
Drew,
Wait, is the
we
live stream
love
still
you.
going right now?
Josh and Amanda, if you're on the live stream,
Amanda,
that was really
please
rude of you
give
to
us the
leave.
link to your BDSM server. Please. God.
Amanda, put the link in the.
Lily already
live
has
I
it.
stream
told
chat.
you guys
Yeah,
I would
we
send
ha-
it to you. I did
Really?
send it to y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did send it.
Oh, I got it.
Girl, if you want it, I'll send it to you. You
I
can
got
Send it to me again.
Discord. I'm not 18 yet, so I can't be in it.
Yeah,
I thought
actually,
you got banned from it.
yeah, we're not allowed to talk about it, actually.
We're not allowed to talk about it. I'm gonna.
How did you get banned?
Because
'Cause I'm 16.
16.
Oh, I thought Matthew said he got banned. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole story.
No, I got accepted in.
I'm glad.
I am gonna try and get accepted in. Amanda, if you're seeing this, I want to join.
She didn't she sell it for like a lot of money, a couple $1,000s or something?
For a shit ton of
What?
money, like for a discount.
I want to say 5,000. I could be way off, but something with the 5. Yeah,
Maybe
she made a
big,
lot
she
of
doesn't
money.
even need it for school because she goes to school in Canada.
You make money off of Discord if you get enough members.
Jack, how much money did you get from Discord? You probably have
Nothing because on this server that I run now.
Wait,
I ran a
Jack,
big-
I'm on.
Another server
I'm
are you
your
on?
No, I used to have a bigger server, but I deleted it after screaming at everyone. There's a whole video on YouTube. Me screaming at like 30 different people at once.
Jack, I'm on one of your servers and I don't have the ability to chat. So if you could like let me do
What's
that,
your at? What's your at?
I'll text it to you.
There's a lot of
You're
people.
stuck in pending approval.
I know.
Oh,
So
righty.
disappointed.
Oh, no, let's send it to the pre-jury as well.
Yeah.
Pre-jury, if you are watching, Steven, you're still muted. Oh, no, you're not muted. My volume's
Drew,
down.
please join.
Now I can hear
Who
him.
is, I think, joining? He's coming on.
Who is?
Yes.
Who?
Wait.
I think we should have
Drew?
Drew. We should have Matt. We might have Jack.
Here.
We need some Josh.
Oh, Matt's here? Cool.
Where's the
Jack, I
Josh?
think Jack, Matt, and
Josh,
Drew are who
Josh,
we're checking. Maybe Jordana, possibly.
Addie's at a soccer game or whatever, the softball game, whatever it was.
Wait, guys, thinking about this is what Josh would have wanted as his final two.
I think he would have wanted Maggie.
Kristen, can you
Oh,
please
of course he
please
would
know-
have.
I think he.
Please. How is
He
it
No,
not
wanted
Josh-
Jackie, Maggie, and Kristen, actually.
Josh said that me and
Yeah.
Lily were his faves.
But Maggie with a Maggie.
Josh is like
Gotta
obsessed.
make Maggie.
Jack off.
Jack off.
Mine was Creston. I thought it could have been a little bit more creative, but I accept it.
Lily started off her goodbye message to me as
You've been requested to show your duck.
Okay.
Duck. Duck will make me feel better.
You have a duck?
Yes, duck.
It's not a real duck, everyone.
Up
Hold
duck.
on.
I still want to
A real duck.
The duck's
This is
name is
Otev
Duck.
from
The
season 5.
dead
everyone.
taxidermy duck.
Otev from season 5.
This is Duck the Duck.
Huh?
He's a Big
Aw,
Brother favorite. He was Otev in season 5.
Hi, Duck.
so cute.
Duck
We
the
love
Duck.
you,
Your
Duck.
hero or a
I love
villain?
him.
He
Duck
was
the Duck is a
Dapper
hero.
Duck. I wanted him to be the devilish duck, but Scott didn't allow
I
that.
refused. I said Duck the Duck is not like that. Steven put a knife in his hand and put blood on it, and I was like, Duck
It
the
was
Duck is
really
not
funny.
like that.
Oh my god.
How
really
dare
funny.
you?
Please welcome Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Matt.
Yo.
It's been a while. We miss you.
And we'll have Jack joining here in a second as well.
Matt, are you in college?
I am in college. I moved in on
Moved in?
Sunday.
That's so exciting.
That is so exciting.
And everyone, welcome Jack as well.
Jack. Jack,
Hi,
I think
Jack, hello and welcome.
Jack, I think if I made it to final two and I was asked what my biggest mistake was, it would have been evicting you. That was horrible.
Scott T-O-O on the live chat says, very creative name.
Jack?
For the duck? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought they were talking about the season. I was like,
Oh, it
thank
was
you.
Distinguished Duck. It wasn't Dapper Duck. We were talking about doing Dapper Duck.
It was Distinguished Duck. Yeah, it was Dapper Dolphin in season 2.
Oh, right. Duh.
Oh yes,
Maybe
we are getting Drew here as well.
Okay.
Here is Drew.
Andrew Stolfin.
Hi. Drew.
Hello and welcome,
Love
Drew.
you.
Drew.
Drew, we
Robbery
love
of
you.
Other season stuff.
Hi
Oh
everyone.
my gosh.
Gosh.
All right. Well,
I believe this is it.
everyone's here. First of all, I just want to give a big congratulations to everyone overall for an amazing season, one that we're calling one of our favorites, if not our favorite. It was crazy from beginning to end, especially pre-jury. Oh my gosh, the season never stopped moving. And even through the jury to the end, the train never stopped. You guys made this season really good, and I'm so excited for you to see what we have or are going to make for all of you to watch back on the season. Another congratulations to Lily and Murph. 2 of you came from season 4 together. I know you were close allies in season 4. It was a rocky road this season, but you made it to the end, and that is a big, big accomplishment. Scott?
Yes. Wait, stall one more second. We're not
Oh.
stalling, but say one more thing. I realized I forgot to put in transitions.
Yes.
Okay, no, never mind. You're good now. Okay. Thank you for stalling. No, sincerely, what Stephen just said, it takes a lot for us to say that a season is one of the best, if not the best. And this season, literally, each and every one of you on this call and off the call right now that were part of this cast came to play, and sincerely, none of you let us down. You all brought something, and I sincerely don't think we can say that about any other cast. In fact, most have numerous flops. You know who you are. You all are absolutely incredible. I hope that you all stay friends as well as stay our friends, because this is an amazing group of people that we would have never met without this.
No, I hate
And
you.
thank you, Kristen. And we are about. Calmeyer just texted me saying love you too. Oh, because he's with Niall. He's with Niall. I was like, Calmeyer's watching? That's so exciting.
That was definitely not from. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. There's a big delay on the thing. It was not from that.
No, it's rather close. Maybe Niall's also here. Anyway, not the point. Not the point. But sincerely, you all killed it. And let's wrap this season up once and for all. 1 second, just make sure I don't like reveal the winner.
This is so scary. This is like
Right?
literally so scary.
Alrighty. Can you all see the full screen?
Yeah.
Is there a bar at the bottom?
Yes.
No, you're good.
No, wait, no.
Like you can see everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see my beautiful face on screen with a key in the head. So yeah, I look great.
Well, then, without further ado, let's reveal this season's winner. Armani has cast his vote for Lily to be the winner of season 7. The vote is currently 1 vote Lily, 0 votes Murph.
Annie has cast her vote for Lily to be the winner of Big Brother.
We are currently at 2 votes Lily, 0 votes Murph. Moving on to Decked. Decked has cast his vote for Murph to be the winner of Big Brother. We are currently at 2 votes Lily, 1 vote Murph, 6 votes remaining.
Nora has cast her vote for Murph to be the winner of Big Brother. We are currently tied at 2 votes for Murph, 2 votes for Lily, and 5 votes left.
Alrighty, moving on. Oh my gosh, sorry y'all. It's not COVID, I swear. Moving on to Niall. Niall has cast his vote for Lily to be the winner of Big Brother. Lily currently leads 3 to Murph's 2.
Meggie has cast their vote for Murph to be the winner of Big Brother. We are currently tied 3 votes apiece, 3 votes left. Takes 5 to win.
Jackie has cast her vote for Murph to be the winner of Big Brother. Murph currently leads 4 votes to Lily's 3, 2 votes remaining.
Matthew has cast his vote for Lily to be the winner of Big Brother, which means it all comes down to Kristen's vote.
We are tied 4-4. Kristen knows who won. We know who won.
Y'all don't even see this coming.
And now
Or you do.
the winner of season 7 of Big Brother is. Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Lily.
Lily.
You are the
You are
winner.
the winner.
I was
of
not
Big Brother.
expecting this
Brother.
actually. Oh my gosh.
I knew you were
babe.
not
Congrats,
expecting it.
Lily. You were so
Lily, you
good,
have
Lily.
Oh my
won
god,
Oh my
congrats.
gosh.
by a vote of 5
Period.
to 4.
I had a
Murph,
feeling it was gonna
you
be 5 to
should
4.
So proud of yourself. You should also
Thought I
play
was gonna
a killer
get pawed,
game.
guys.
You
You
were
have
like
anything
so
to say?
good.
It's all you.
Wait, did you say it's me?
Yeah, do you have anything to
Anything
say?
you have to say?
Oh my gosh. I just want to thank you all for such an amazing season. Obviously, it's more amazing than it was before the jury votes to me, but I loved getting to know you all. And I think I've made some really good friends from this, people who I will continue to talk to afterwards. And people that even I didn't talk to like that much in the game, I would love to be friends with you outside of this and talk more. A lot of what I did was very strategy based, but I think I could get along with you, a lot of you all on like a personal level as well. And I just want to thank everyone who voted for me and everyone who helped me along the way as well. And thanks for a great season. I'm happy that we are one of Scott's and Steven's favorite seasons because season 4 is literally the worst season.
Season
and
4
they
is
said that
openly
before.
the worst season.
And me and
And-
Murph were from season 4 and we brought it back in the end and we made season 4 victorious and redeem itself.
Yes. Congratulations,
you.
Lily. And again, Murph, this is absolutely nothing to slouch at. Absolutely incredible final performance. And Kristen, had you been here, I know you would have gotten a number of votes as well. So sincerely to all of our finalists, all of our jurors, and all of our pre-jurors, sincerely, thank you. We cannot thank you enough. Before the season ends, we have one more thing. Steven, why don't you introduce this?
Yeah. So every season we have a little production's favorite house guest. The winner of the season is not eligible to receive the honor.
So difficult.
So difficult. Oh my gosh. But we have narrowed it down to 3 and then eventually to 1. So in alphabetical order, the top 3 of production's favorite house guests are Amanda Eleni, Matthew Winslow, and Niall Anda. And the winner of production's favorite house guest we've decided is, he's not here right now, but Niall Anda.
Niall, congrats.
Congrats, Niall.
But seriously, you guys
sincerely-
all were amazing this season. Oh my gosh.
Steven and I we will be talking about this season for a very long time. Of course, right now it is recency bias, but I am prepared to say that it has beaten out everything and is in fact number 1. But we'll see how it ages. So congratulations to you all. This is the end of the road for season 7. So the live stream will be ending. However, cast,
Yeah.
feel free to stick around and just hang and talk.
One
We also
final
are free.
thing. One final thing. Thank you to all of season 7, but also if anyone from season 6 is eventually watching, thank you for an amazing summer of Big Brother. We've been doing this for, oh my gosh, 3 months now straight in a row. It's been a blast. We've met so many more new people and new friends. Seriously, thank you so much. If anybody is watching that wants to play in season 8, we will be casting for a season 8 that will be beginning in December.
We are
probably
renewed for an 8th season.
October. Oh yes, we're renewed for an 8th season. We're doing
Yes.
season 8 in December. Casting information will go up around October, November, I want to say. We'll probably have to figure that out. But before that happens, you guys will all see the season 7 episodes, which
And the season 6 ones.
the
They are coming.
For anybody curious, the season 6 episodes will remain on Google Slides, and we will be finishing those and setting up those Google Slides. But the season 7 episodes, new format, will be
Better format.
posted on Instagram in a sort of slides fashion. It's gonna look really cool. We're so excited for you guys to see, and we think it'll gain more traction that way for more people to see. Thank you once again to everybody for a great season, 39 long days. Congratulations, Lily. Congratulations, Murph. Congratulations, everyone. And I guess we will see you in December for season 8.